Hello, everyone.
Welcome back to another episode. I'm JC.
And I'm Olivia.
And we're happy you're here.
Yes. Little earbuds listening to our voices.
I know. I was actually at the dental office. I'll give her a shout out. I was at the dental office last week and just getting a cleaning. And Gabby was like, when are you going to start up the podcast again? And I was like, soon. Like, we at that time had just the first episode had just came out. And she was like, oh my gosh, I can't wait. And
that's
she was
so
like,
sweet.
And I listened. She's like, I have to watch it. So she's like, I'm a YouTube listener.
Nice. That's
and
good
I was
to
like,
know.
oh, that's good.
Shout out.
Yes, thanks for keeping my teeth pearly and clean.
Pearly and clean. Pearly white and clean.
But isn't it like so weird when you're trying to talk at a dentist office because like there's so much stuff in your mouth? Like most people are good, but like I feel like I am the type that I want to talk the whole time, and then I'm like, I can't because you're cleaning the plaque out of my bar.
I always think it's funny when they like ask you questions and then you're like, yeah. I'm not very much of a talk. I get so anxious at the dentist. Not when I'm just getting a cleaning, but like I have to get a root canal and I haven't scheduled it yet, and like I just hate those things. Yeah. I hate the numbing part of it.
If it's just a cleaning, I don't care. And I've never had a cavity, so
wow. I have poor enamel. I hope Grant doesn't inherit that from me.
Yeah, I don't know how that works.
Yeah, I don't know. My dad has bad teeth too. I'm the only one of my siblings who, my mom didn't have any wisdom teeth. My dad had, I think, 3.
Interesting.
Or maybe he had all 4. I don't know, but he didn't get them till he was an adult.
Okay.
I didn't get mine till I was an adult. Like they scanned me when I was 12 or something and said, no, you don't have any wisdom teeth. None of my siblings had any wisdom teeth. I'm the only one. I got 3 once I turned like 19. They came through.
None of your siblings had wisdom teeth?
I'm the only one.
I have all 4, so.
And she still has a great, perfectly straight smile.
And I still have them because I'm too afraid to get them taken out.
I mean, if they're not bugging you.
Yeah.
When she talks about it, or if I tell her about my pain, then maybe it'll start bugging her.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I have sympathetic wisdom tooth pain.
She's a sympathetic pain person. Some people are sympathetic criers. She's sympathetic pain.
When Cole broke his elbow, I was like, oh. And he's like, it's my right elbow. And I was like, oh.
Oh, gosh.
I had to stop. Yeah. Anything fun going on this week or last week, I mean?
Well, we had Halloween.
Oh, yeah.
And I always am like, we don't really celebrate, but I did dress Grant up because it's so adorable. So
did you post pictures?
I haven't yet. I'm going to do a recap of like, which will be out at this point, but like October.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll put them in that, I think.
That'd be cute.
But yeah, it's so cute. Little babies in costumes is so cute. I'm not like about the whole Halloween thing. I don't like the spooky. I don't like whatever.
I hate scary things, but I do like dressing up.
Yeah.
I took photos for New Life does like their trunk or treat.
Oh, yeah.
At the church, and I did photos of like each trunk and then just did some like candids and stuff.
Nice.
And yeah, it was like cute to see all the costumes, but the kids were so bundled up because it was so cold.
I saw someone had like a fire solo stove out there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Somebody had like their ice shack set up with a heating unit. I thought that was pretty funny.
That's funny.
Yeah, I did that. Had a wedding. That was so cold.
It looked cold.
Especially
since we've had such nice weather for the other ones.
Beautiful.
It did look pretty. I saw your recap.
She had like such beautiful colors, and against the snow, it actually was really pretty.
Nice.
But yeah, I think
and still it looked fallish. Yeah. I mean, it's like South Dakota fall. Snow with some leaves.
That's South Dakota fall, right?
At least it wasn't a full-on blizzard.
Yeah.
No, we've had those before.
No kidding.
That's nice, though.
Last week I did a poll on Instagram for the podcast and had you guys ask some questions. And so I thought it would be fun if we could answer them.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Someone said favorite and least favorite wedding trend from this last year.
I don't think it's just from this last year, but I don't, as the videographer / photographer, I feel like I don't like the going to each table and taking photo trend.
Oh, yeah.
I'm okay if they just do it.
I'm medium on that. Yeah. I think that the photos can turn out cool and it's nice to look back on because then you know, like, oh yeah, like so-and-so was there. Because if you have a 600 guest like wedding.
Honestly, as a bride, fun.
Yes.
As the videographer?
Yes,
no, thank you.
I agree. That's
work
a good
for video.
way. Yeah. I wouldn't even, honestly, for video, I wouldn't even do it. It's so awkward, and it's kind of annoying for me because people don't know where to look.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah. I was going to say my least favorite trend is still the shoe game.
Oh, yeah. Like,
I
play it later on in the night if you need to or something,
right.
But, like,
I
don't know.
I don't see the appeal in it. I don't see the pull. It's so cheesy. Who's the better driver?
Yeah.
We don't care. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. It just seems kind of more like a game you would play at a bridal shower.
Yeah.
Or like something, not like, you know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff. That doesn't seem like a wedding game to me.
Yeah.
It seems weird. I'm not a fan. My favorite trend... Well, if you go to my Instagram, I have a reel that has 3 million views because I put a pocket square flower into a man's pocket.
Of his suit.
Yeah. I do think that's a cool trend.
Yeah.
I think that they need to find a way to make sure that it like is down far enough in the pocket so they don't fall out if like someone bends over or something.
Yeah. That is very nice. They're not having to pin the flowers.
Very cool. Do also, and I think it would be cool to be on the receiving end of this, the trend of having the little phone at your reception where people leave you messages.
Yes.
I think that's really cool.
Yes. Makai and Camille did that, and I didn't see it till the end, and I was like, we have to leave a message.
Yeah.
It was fun.
I usually always leave one, even as a vendor. Like, I just feel like it would be fun. It just is one more way to capture your day.
Oh, yeah. I would love listening back to that. And, like, if your grandparents leave you one or something, I don't know, so sweet.
My heart. Yeah. I think it'd be cool if they could link it and get it back to the videographer and use some audio.
Definitely could. Also, what that company uses is what I use to mic my brides and grooms, and it just has a different like connector to the phone. Sorry, I hit my mic. I'm also so curious. I'll have to text Camille and ask her if she's gotten it back yet. But if like the little kids were just leaving messages all night.
I bet it's like kids at a photo booth.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Okay. Next question.
Oh, I know another trend I really like. Poppy the photo camper.
Aw. Yes.
I really do think it's so cute.
Having a camper photo booth at your wedding? Elite.
Yeah, I really do like photo booths, but like specifically the strip photo booths.
That was like a priority to me when I was figuring out like what printer I wanted to buy and like what program I wanted to use because I knew I wanted the strips.
Yeah, I really like
it. Gives it that old school vibe. Sorry. What's a good wedding budget? That's a really hard question.
It really depends on what kind of wedding you're wanting.
Yeah, I think
and how quick your engagement is and all
like.
That.
Are you having a elopement? Are you having a 500-person wedding? Are you like...
I would say standard is like 10,000. If you want like 150 guests. I mean, I guess that was going. 2019.
Yeah.
150 guests. You're not doing some crazy venue because that would be half your budget right away.
I was going to say that is... 10K is your venue.
For a lot of places.
At a lot of places.
Yeah. So I would say you just would have to be... I don't know. That's the budget that me and all my sisters had. There were some things that like I paid for myself.
Like your parents were like, "We'll pay for this much," and then whatever you want to pay for.
Like I helped with photographer and videographer costs because those were important to me to have like really good ones.
Yeah.
So yeah, it would depend if you're wanting to be more like. I'm trying savvy with your money, then I think that's totally doable.
Yeah, I'm trying to find, because a florist I follow posted something about this the other day that said the average South Dakota wedding budget is $29,000.
Interesting. I could see that because I don't know. I went through like a website for my bridesmaids dresses. They weren't over $60. Mm-hmm. They for my bridesmaids bouquets, I didn't include actual flowers in it. I just did greenery, so they were $30 a piece. You know, like I did things like that really saved money. Same with like the boutonnieres. Only Adam had a flower in his, so that helped save money. And I don't know.
I would say if you're creeping Instagram a lot, your budget should be well over $30K if you're thinking you're gonna have a ton of floral and stuff.
Yeah.
Floral, venue, and food. And then you've
food
got
was the most expensive thing for me.
And then you've got
have a Friday wedding, it creates a huge discount for most things.
Yep. And then you have your photographer, videographer, DJ.
Yeah.
Like,
those are not discounted on a Friday versus Saturday.
No.
Although maybe I should.
Venues do discounts for Fridays typically. Yes. Not always, but a lot of them do.
Yes.
Okay. What is your latest Amazon purchase?
A high chair.
Mine was collagen, but my more fun one before that was I got my pink rollerblades for my Barbie.
Oh yeah, have you dressed up yet?
Yeah.
Oh,
I just didn't post. I'm gonna post pictures later.
Okay. What was that, Saturday night or
Friday night?
Oh, Friday night. Nice.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, how did you do that after a wedding? That makes sense.
Yeah.
By the way, this is coming out. We're recording this on Halloween actually, but it won't come out till after. So.
Yes. Favorite place to shop for clothes?
I like Marshalls. Well, sometimes Marshalls can be a real score. Mm-hmm. But favorite place? Amazon.
Preach. I feel like I actually buy a lot of stuff off Amazon, or else I go to like little local boutiques.
Yeah, I do like really shopping local.
Like Boho Closet in Aberdeen.
Kiko Design
stuff. Yes, shout out. They're having a 15% off discount. I feel like I got a text about that. It's probably not still active. Don't listen to me.
No, it's a Halloween sale.
Okay, dream location to shoot a wedding.
Italy. Because you just showed that.
I was just going to say that because I've been missing Italy so much.
I really love Italy.
Everyone is going there. Take me along to shoot your wedding. And Olivia too.
Yeah. We'll give you a discount. Yeah.
I would.
Go.
Okay. Someone said, how is Whole 30 going, JC? Today's my last day of Whole 30. It's actually been going pretty good. I liked it. I think it was good for me to like kind of reset like the stuff that I was buying and bringing home and cooking with, and like having better ingredients in my house to cook with.
Good.
Eating out's really hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Your opinion on photography where people intentionally pose their kids so you can't see their face.
It's up to the discretion of
I was
going to
say, I feel like a lot of influencers that have a ton of followers.
Yeah, they do that.
They do it on purpose. And for privacy, I don't blame them. Yeah. If you have millions of people following you.
Yeah, you don't want someone out in public going, hey, so-and-so, saying your kid's name and then your kid, I don't know.
Who was it? A bigger photographer that I follow used to post a lot about her kids. And she made a post the other day saying, she's like, I'm no longer going to be posting about my kids just for their own privacy.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't blame you at all. Keep it about photography if that's what your account is. Like, I get being like, oh, relevant. Kids are whatever.
Relatable,
but. Someone said, favorite place to find home decor. Random, I know.
I like thrifting.
I do like thrifting.
And Hobby Lobby.
Hobby Lobby if it's not like gross live laugh love generic stuff.
Yeah, no. But they'll have like some of the trends, like the clay vases or the wood accent stuff for half the price.
Yeah. Marshalls will have some good stuff sometimes.
Marshalls, yeah. I'm trying to think.
I like Home Goods.
Home Goods. Oh yeah, if we had Home Goods, game over. Yeah. I like Marshalls and Home Goods because it's very unique. You're gonna not every.
You're not gonna find the same thing every time. Yeah.
So.
But good old Target always comes in clutch if you need something.
Yeah.
That's overpriced.
Sometimes Walmart is pretty good too.
Yeah.
Lately.
So basically everywhere. No.
Yeah.
Okay. Someone said, why is Grant the cutest and most stylish baby ever? Heart face.
Aww.
Because his mom has good taste and good genetics.
Oh. Stop it. I wrote that one in myself. No, just kidding. I
didn't. No, actually you didn't.
No, I didn't. I didn't write any.
I think that's all of them.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Getting into today's episode.
Yes. Today we are talking about conspiracy theories and whether we believe them or not.
Dun, dun, dun.
Specific ones. Because some of them have been proven to not be so theories. I don't know.
They're truth.
Yeah.
I think it's funny because every once in a while I get on like a spiral on TikTok where I get onto like conspiracy talk big time.
Yeah.
Haven't gotten there recently, but a few months ago I was, and I was like, I'll just start it out. I thought the earth was flat for a solid 30 minutes. They had me convinced.
Well, Adam is convinced. Adam is a flat earther now. And he's like, there's this one video I saw yesterday where the guy was talking about it and he's like, how does it make sense for the earth to be like round? Because in the Bible it talks about the filament and whatever.
Yeah.
And like,
and the corners of the earth.
Yeah.
I know. I was convinced for 30 minutes, and I think I could be switched back. I'm still a round earther, but at the same time, weird.
Yeah, and it's like, either or, whatever, why do we need to know? It's one of those things that's like, I don't care. Do we really need to know?
Like, I think it goes back to another conspiracy theory of if the moon landing is real.
Yes, that's one I have written down, and that's what I was going to say is,
so if
you've never really seen a rocket make it out of the atmosphere.
I feel like it's like if the moon landing is real and people have been in space, which Buzz Aldrin is on tape saying it was all staged.
Yeah.
And that like the phone call, everything was fake.
Yep.
So if that's the truth and they haven't been in space and they can't look down and see said globes floating all around.
Right. So then how would we know?
So Adam's really a flat earther.
Yeah.
We'll have to talk about that sometime.
Yeah. Yeah. I have to pick his brain about it. But yeah, the moon landing is sus to me because, ew, I hate when I say that word. But anyways, okay, it's suspect because people have drowned in space. Like they have drowned.
Yeah.
The astronauts that are in space. I'm doing quotations for those that are not viewing on YouTube because it's underwater. Like the whole fake thing, like when you see astronauts in space and they like show footage of it, it's really underwater in this simulation thing with a green screen is what people are saying.
Oh.
And so then there's been ones that have died in space, but they've drowned.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, that's a whole conspiracy theory that's out there. My main thing though, for which I would say, okay, maybe that's them doing their training or whatever, but why publicize, I don't know, make it look like they're in space? But the Buzz Aldrin thing, he's literally like, no, we did not.
I just want to know because, like, remember, like, a couple of years ago, it was like, oh, you could spend this much money and you could go, like, live in a little rocket pod for a weekend up in space. Like, they were saying that was going to be a thing.
Oh,
like,
yeah, and I know Elon Musk was going to send, like, a whole whatever starship thing.
Yeah. And I'm like, I don't understand. My thing is, like, why would they need to lie to us?
I don't know. To distract us from other things. I don't know. It seems weird.
I feel like we've been in space. I just don't know if they've actually landed on the moon.
Yeah,
and then part of me thinks that people have landed on the moon, but maybe like America wasn't there first, and we lied about that.
Maybe.
To distract Russia, the motherland. I don't really know.
I don't know. And it's, again, it comes back to that doesn't matter.
No.
So
it doesn't matter, but I just find it so intriguing because and maybe it's just because now I'm hearing about it all the time on TikTok. Like all the time. Like I just saw one the other day and it was like, okay, so if you were flying from China to America and there was and this was a real case example, there was a medical emergency on the plane. And instead of landing in Hawaii, which is literally right in the middle from like China, Hawaii, America, they went all the way up to like Greenland and landed. Is it Greenland? Iceland?
Yeah, Greenland.
One of the ones up at the way top. Instead of going, and they're like, if it was connected like a globe, they would have just landed in Hawaii. But also, how does that work? Because they do have flights that go from China to the East Coast.
Yeah.
So if the world wasn't a globe, that wouldn't work. Like if it was just flat. I don't know. I don't think
the whole gravity thing is weird too.
I don't
think about it being like this.
Yeah.
And like
a force field. I don't think that the world is flat.
But she could be convinced.
But I could be convinced because I'm very gullible.
Well, it's just like, give me the facts and whatever, but.
And again, doesn't matter as long as my flights make it to where they need to go. I'm a little nervous because, as you can see, I'm repping my little Atlanta sweatshirt today. I just booked my flights for Punta Cana, and I have to go through Atlanta again. I have PTSD about last time when I had to live in this sweatshirt for 24 hours. Did you fly
Delta then?
Yeah.
Oh.
So fun. No, Delta's usually really good. That was like a weather thing. But anyway. Yeah, I think we covered my 2 main TikTok conspiracies that I get thrown all the time. I have a much lighter one. Is this on your list?
I don't know.
About J.C. Marie Smith and
Kendall Jenner. No, it's not on my list.
This one's just funny. Yeah. I don't know if you guys know who, obviously most people know who Kendall Jenner is. Yeah. But J.C. Marie Smith is a pretty big influencer. She started out in photography. Now she has like a podcast and just is literally a influencer. Yeah. But everything she does, Kendall Jenner copies.
Yeah, it is. And there's kind this of whole funny. She was just like, the JC girl was just joking about it one time, like, oh, Kendall dyed her hair red and she wanted to be like me because she saw me at the Suns game, which at the time she was dating a Suns player. Yeah. And so, but then it just was like
everything, like even the way she poses in her photos, her captions,
the picture she was posting, like
wearing a green top with the same exact like
pant style. Very interesting. So if you're, I mean, I'll try to.
It's not really a conspiracy. It's just something that like people are always calling Kendall out on it. Yeah, and she's funny.
Like, has she ever responded to it?
I don't know.
I think she just kind of probably knows about it. Her team has to know about it.
If she's gotten tagged in it so many times, because JC has enough fans that like kind of call her out on it all.
And
the
they call her JC Jenner. So, but that one's just kind of funny. You can look that up if you want. I will also try to create a highlight of some of the ones that we talk about if I reference a reel or something.
Oh yeah, okay.
I'll create a little highlight on our stories. We'll post them to our stories the day that this comes up. Okay, one that is kind of recent because of has come into my feed more because of the whole Taylor thing. Is that the
Don't
NFL?
Roll your eyes. I saw that.
Is that the NFL is rigged.
Oh wait, you mentioned this to me. I can't talk. You mentioned this to me the other day and I was like, I can see it now. Also, the Chiefs lost on Sunday.
Oh yeah?
To the Broncos. I would never know any of this, but because of Taylor, I'm now informed. And the announcer, they like said the final score and then they started playing Shake It Off.
Oh my gosh. Was she at the game?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
She's been to like every single game. She's been being like the best girlfriend.
I need to show you this reel.
Okay, so you think it's rigged, like as in
I don't know if I believe it necessarily.
Like the refs and stuff are like calling
stuff? Yes,
stuff?
that's what people are thinking, that the refs are kind of paid off because there were some calls where it was like in the Chiefs' favor multiple games in a row where when you watched them back, you're like, how the heck did they not see that?
How did they get away with that? Because don't they do instant replays and stuff?
Yeah. Okay, I need to show JC this reel and you guys can listen to it. But my sister posted this on her story and then I sent it to Adam because I thought it was very hilarious. It's just so pretty to think
I think I saw this.
So it's
I think my other favorite meme from it is, so she was in that movie Valentine's Day a long time ago and she's dating a football player and they like photoshopped like Travis Kelce's face on that
Taylor Lautner.
Yeah. And she's like, good job baby, you got this, and like then it's like her footage now cheering and I was like, oh my gosh.
Oh, it's so funny. Yeah. But
I could see like, I don't know, like even how like there are sports that are like, what is it? I don't do like wrestling or fighting or whatever it's called. Is UFC fighting the real one, or is that the UFC staged one?
Real. WWA is.
There we go. Yeah. That one's like staged, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So it's like, who's to say they aren't staging some football games for us?
Is it called WWA?
I don't know.
WWE. WWE. It's like
WWJD. What would Jesus? I don't know. I don't watch, like, my sports knowledge is so limited. It's very minuscule.
Yeah, WWE.
Okay.
Okay.
ESPN. We can just start listing initials. And
CNN. Okay, so there's this reel for the rigged NFL thing. I'm going to show it to JC.
Language.
reason why. They would kick a field goal with no time left on the clock. Why not just take a shot at the end zone? What the fuck?
Oh, this has bad language.
Explicit. So they're saying that they could have like
Yeah, that's not a very good example of one.
They're saying that they could have gone for the touchdown.
Yeah. But I had a different...
But, like, teams are privately owned, and, like, it's in their best interest to win to make money.
Yes. That's why I'm like, so many people are like, it's rigged because of the things have been in the Chiefs' favor is what I've been seeing. That one wasn't specifically, I don't think. But I've been seeing ones where there's definite holding. The guy's, like, pulling a jersey, and somehow it gets reversed, and the other guy gets the penalty or something.
Dang.
And so... I mean, refs can be paid off by teams, too.
Oh, absolutely.
So it's just one of those things, like, do you believe that that's happening?
Also, could, like, other teammates from the other team be played? Like, okay, so you know how, like, in boxing, well, I must be so into boxing. You know, like, they'll always be like, oh, he threw the match. He must have gotten paid off to throw the match.
Yep.
Like, could you not pay off someone's quarterback to throw a game?
I'm sure you could, but it would not be in their best interest. I wouldn't think even for the money.
I mean, they're getting paid.
But a different, like, receiver, like... a lower class player.
That's true.
I'd say. Not that they're lower class, but
quarterbacks are the highest paid, aren't they?
Yeah, I would think they do better off if they win. Like
you would think so.
Yeah. Anyways, I would hope that NFL players have more integrity than that, but
it's doubtful.
Everyone is.
People's integrity levels are not high these days.
When it comes to money, greed.
Yeah, cash is king, and people will do a lot for it. So,
anyways,
not that I was gonna say two dumb blondes. Olivia is not a blonde, so I can't say that. But if you're listening to a dumb blonde talk about football, I'm sorry.
Yeah, don't take any of our opinions seriously.
Nothing. I know nothing about football.
Yeah. Anyways, that was just one that I'd.
No, that is interesting though, because I feel like any sports. I mean, a lot of sports stuff has the extreme possibility to be rigged.
Okay, on a totally separate note, what do you think about clones? Do you think that have clones walking among us?
Oh, like you can be cloned?
Yeah, I mean we could, but I'm thinking more like celebrities that have been cloned, specifically ones that I want to talk about. Well, first of all, people think Biden is a clone or someone wearing a mask of Biden.
Oh, they're saying Biden isn't Biden. Like, Biden is actually dead, and they put this dumb man to...
Yes, and they're like...
shouldn't talk about our president like that. They put a man who's not capable of forming sentences as our president.
Yes, and Obama's really running the show.
Oh. I
mean, I will
say this. If that's true, say that they have some like staged man running the show, right? Why is he so incompetent?
I don't know. I did see a reel on this other day. It was like, it's all part of the act because they want us to be distracted with him, blah, 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 whatever. And I'm like, it just doesn't really make sense because no one is being fooled by it. But also, I will say this, Taylor Swift voted for Biden and she promoted it.
Oh, yeah. She's pretty liberal.
She's... people.
I think
there's a lot of people that voted for Biden who regret it. So
yeah,
forgiveness and grace.
A lot of people just vote party lines. If you're Democrat, you vote Democrat, regardless of what they stand for. Same with a lot of Republicans.
I'll say Republicans should be careful because some Democrats are posing as Republicans, but we'll talk about that at a different time. I don't like to get into politics because I don't know much. Okay,
I'm not political. Anyway,
the clones.
Yes, the clones. So. It is very capable to clone animals. Like we, for instance, like my dad breeds to a lot of bulls that are cloned bulls from, so like say there was like a bull that was like a really good bull and he dies, they have his DNA and they've cloned him. He has multiple clones that also now can produce semen and they can sell that semen to breed off of. And then that way you can continue his DNA.
How do they clone
DNA
him?
line.
Like what does that entail?
I think they just take DNA and put it into I don't know how science works.
Well, like they put it into
they put it into an egg essentially and put it into a female and
weird.
And they have a calf that's a clone. And like their coloring, everything will be the exact same. They can have some variance because they say like obviously environment has a lot to do with how anything is raised, a human, a cattle, a calf, I don't know.
Right.
But yeah, so they clone animals all the time. It's very expensive.
I did not know this.
So is it impossible to clone a human? I doubt it.
Here's what I want to know is, do you think that, like, okay, so for example, there's a conspiracy theory going around, which is going around because Kevin Hart himself said it, and I can show you the reel from that. I'll show you after, and I'll link it on our stories. But he said that he was a clone. They were like, "You're doing so much. How are you doing this?" And he's like, "I'll tell you how. I'm a clone. There's 3 of me." And he's like, "They don't want this to be released, but it's coming out, you know." And he's a comedian, so he could totally be joking.
I feel like you
but
can't
then it
take
shows
that.
like this car crash that he was in.
Yeah.
And it's like, how did he survive? Like, he wasn't even really injured from this car crash, according to him. It's like smushed.
The only thing would be is like, unless they decided to clone. Okay, so they took a human, they cloned it ×3, and then they like put, raised them, did whatever. You'd have to do it all at the same time. It's not like you could say, oh man, at 14, Kevin Hart is the funniest person. He has this great acting career. Let's clone him now.
Yeah.
So that we can have 3 of him. They would have had to have done it as a child. They would have had to have done it like
unless
before
they're like
he was born.
Like clones in the sense of robots or people wearing masks.
You're not saying like a
DNA clone.
Oh.
So the other one that people say is Kanye West, is because he was talking all this stuff, and then he said, if I ever go away and come back, that's not me. And then he went away and came back, and he's married to this other woman after fighting for Kim for so long, and he does not look the same. But he could have gone away and gotten some sort of Botox or something. I don't know.
This is all very sus.
Yes, but if you look up the Kanye West thing, there's like this whole height thing where the woman that he's married to now is like 5'11", but Kanye's always been 5'9" or something, but now he's taller than this woman.
Oh.
And that's really strange. And like,
so anyways. You're saying like a doppelganger almost.
Yes.
Like not a genetic clone.
Yes, not a genetic clone.
Because another fun fact about like cattle genetic clones, their lifespan is very short.
Oh.
They usually will only live like 5-6 years, where like a normal cow would maybe live like 12 years.
Yeah, so that's interesting. I definitely I'm a little bit weirded out by it, especially when they come back looking so different, but I mean, I will also say,
did you watch Blacklist?
No.
Like there was this one guy who was a specialist in basically like taking people's faces and then putting their face on somebody else.
It's probably real. They really do that.
I mean, plastic surgeons are amazing. I think if you are like good at what you do, that is very much a possibility.
Yeah. Okay, we'll move on to the next one because we're running out of time. Okay, this one is, I don't want it to be insensitive or anything, but I truly believe this, that cancer will never be cured.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's $1 billion industry.
Oh, yeah.
And there's like so much evidence and proof of that, like chemotherapy is actually horrible for you and the survival rates are actually really low. And that our food is like poisoned in half of what's causing cancer these days.
I believe that.
Yeah.
I believe that
there's a lot of evidence for that one, so that's one of the ones where I wouldn't say it's so much conspiracy.
Yeah, I think that's just kind of like you can choose to believe it or you cannot, but it's like we've been trying to cure it for how long and the rates just keep getting worse.
Right. And they weren't this bad before.
Obviously,
all of our
there's
junk food
there's an environmental factor to play. I think that everyone wants to say it's genetics. You know, like, oh, your risk of cancer is this odds.
Right.
But like there's got to be some environment to play on this because why does it keep getting worse and worse and worse and worse? Because 80 years ago, people weren't dying from cancer the way they are now.
No. And also, if you look at the like Amish populations and stuff, their rates of autism, cancer, things like that, like autism is non-existent amongst them, but cancer is like way, way low.
Because they're not around all of the like
they
radiation.
Don't eat the processed.
They're not eating processed stuff. Yeah.
They don't have cell phones, TVs. Like,
speaking of that, did you see California's banning like Mountain Dew and Skittles and like all of the quote like really bad stuff that has like petroleum based? Yeah, that Europe bans. California in 2027 is going to ban them.
In 2027?
Yeah.
It takes that long? Wow. avoid those foods, people, if you can, honestly.
There's like a big old list of everything
Yeah.
that's banned in Europe, which I'm all for, like freedom. You should be able to
Yes, if you want to.
eat what you
Poison
want,
yourself,
go
go
where
ahead.
you want, do what you want. But like also think about what you're putting in your body.
Yes. Becoming pregnant made me so much more aware of like, JC pointed, she was eating trail mix one time and you're like, I avoid the M&Ms because
Yeah,
food
coloring,
dyes, whatever. And I was like, oh my gosh, yes. And I don't know, having another human growing inside of you really makes you be cautious of what you're eating. And even now, since I'm breastfeeding, I'm like super cautious about what I'm eating. I don't know. I think that's important. Anything that they don't allow in Europe, I'm not going to.
Obviously, we should just all be in Italy, you guys.
We'll be so much healthier.
I don't know if I talked about it on here, but I should shout out. So I watched this. Shout out. It's on Netflix.
Yeah.
It's a documentary called, I think it's either The Blue Zones, Living to 100, or like Living to 100, Life in the Blue Zones.
Okay.
It's something in that phrase. So interesting. Like, there are these blue zones around the entire globe that, if you believe it's a globe, that basically are hot spots for people that have lived past 100. So
Right.
like centurions are what they call them. And basically all these people who are so healthy. And I think the shocking thing was like, there was this one man in Costa Rica who was 101 years old. He's out on his horse chasing cows, looked like a 70-year-old. I mean, he looked
That's
so
amazing.
healthy. And a lot of it was food, but then a lot of it was like culture and beliefs and how they take care of their bodies, activities, family, community. It was so good. I really enjoyed it.
I should watch that. That was when you told me about the honey thing, right?
Yes.
Where, guys, if you don't know this, which my dad added another thing to this because I was telling them about it, that when you heat up honey or like put it in a hot tea, it takes away. Like,
It's basically pasteurizing it. It's taking away like the nutrients in it.
yes.
So if you're buying raw honey, which you should be, don't put it in your tea until your tea is like temperature enough to drink.
Yes.
Like not hot anymore, like boiling.
Which you think you should put it in the hot because then it like melts or whatever, dissolves, but you shouldn't. And also my dad said when you use honey with a metal spoon,
Yeah, you're not supposed to use metal. What is it?
I don't know, like deactivate something.
Yeah, you're
That's why
supposed
they
to
have
use
the wood things.
spoolie things.
Yes, with the honey. So I was like, that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
So the more you know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Last few that I've written down, we'll rapid fire through them. Global warming.
Oh.
I don't think so.
I've seen enough documentaries that make me want to think that it's true, like with how like my thing is more like the coral reef is dying and
That's just like pollution.
yes.
I believe in like we're polluting our earth. The earth is aging. Like, yes. But the earth is not.
We
I
can
don't
also
believe
say
that
we're
the
living
earth.
in a simulation. Where are all the graves from the last 300 years?
Oh.
Sus.
Everyone got burned. They're sitting on mantles.
Cremation is a big thing. That's probably why. But I still always am like, how are there not just grave sites everywhere?
That is true.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Back to yours.
Oh yeah. So I believe in creation, not
Yes.
evolution. So I don't believe that the earth is millions and millions of years old.
Correct.
So that's part of global warming's thing, is that it's like,
That's true.
this
The
is happening
evolutionists are the ones who are like pumping out global warming.
Yes. And then also I will say, this is again against Taylor, but it's really against any major celebrity who does this, is they talk big game with like, global warming and help the environment, but then they fly their jets.
Oh yeah, she's number one in like
It's like,
top
does this
pollution
problem
of
not
jets or whatever
affect you? Like, I don't care, fly your jets, but don't push global warming down our throats.
Yeah,
then.
don't be making me feel bad for my emissions for hopping on my packed Delta flight while
Yes.
you're out there. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's one thing.
My thing is, even if the world is getting drastically like, okay, like we're getting colder in the winter and we're getting hotter in the summer. Even if it is like, the world's not going to be destroyed until God's like, hey, I'm coming back, and then it's going to
I'm not worried about it. And also, like, if you look at like the ice and stuff, it's still very frozen.
Yeah.
In, like Antarctica.
It's still ice cubes.
And
I don't know. I feel like the Earth probably does go through different changes.
Yeah,
just
we're supposed to be
because-
taking care of it way better than we are. I will say that.
Yeah. I guess I never really overly think about the global warming. My thing is like the pollution.
Yeah,
like,
pollution is what I would
like
say
our
too.
plastic waste.
Or
and
like air quality.
Oh,
like, yeah,
I can't
that
imagine
is definitely a thing.
living in like, is it Beijing has like, or is it Tokyo has like
know.
the world's worst, like the smog.
Oh gosh.
And so I have a friend who one time was flying to Thailand, I believe, and they had a layover in Tokyo, and she went into like a straight up allergic reaction, like her like could not breathe because in the plane while landing it got so bad. They had to take her to a hospital while she was on layover, get her on oxygen, do all this stuff.
Wow. That's insane.
Terrible. And she has really bad allergies, but she was like, that was the worst I've ever experienced because of all the smog.
That's terrifying.
I know.
Also, back to the Taylor Swift thing, I will say she's a marketing genius because everyone's Googling that Taylor and Jets.
Yes, the Jets one.
And then she went to a Chiefs and Jets game. And now when people Google
Type in
Taylor and Jets, it's at the football
it's
game.
only football game.
So,
She has
sorry,
a
Travis. She is using
Travis.
you. Yeah, so that's pretty much all I had.
Is that everything on your list?
Yeah.
I didn't have a long list, but I had a few things.
Yeah, I think that was good.
Very interesting.
Yeah, you guys should let us know any conspiracy theories that you're questioning or that you fully believe.
Yeah, and if you think we're wildly off, you can call us out on it.
Yeah, we don't care. Honestly, do any of these things matter in eternity? No.
So and the amount of hate we took from the time I rubbed my ring on my face, I can handle a lot.
Hey, we want the views. To get this podcast sponsored. Let's go.
I was showing, who was I just showing that to? And I was like, you would not believe all the hate.
Oh, people.
Yes. Well, this is fun. Something
Yeah.
a little different. We
Yeah.
haven't really done anything like that before.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, if you don't see us next week, it's because we said something a little too
taken. Biden's administrative team is out for us.
No. All right.
We'll post some reels so you guys can be influenced like us too.
Yes. You can go down the rabbit holes. Thank you for listening or watching. We appreciate you guys. And we'll catch you next time.
If you guys want to leave a review, we do love some reviews. I was going to pop that in.
Yes.
Or
follow on Spotify.
Yeah, make
if you
sure,
have Spotify.
Like if you're not even following on YouTube, just go follow.
Yes. Subscribe to YouTube.
And then,
follow on Spotify. Subscribe I can't remember what it's called on Apple Podcasts.
It's subscribe on Apple, yeah.
Yeah.
And then leave a cute little review.
Yes. Oh, and we also are going to be doing a giveaway on our Instagram.
Oh, yes.
So check us on Instagram if you want to win a fun tumbler. That's my new favorite.
It's hot pink. It's cute.
All right. Thanks for listening, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.